Hello there, Seraphim17 once again. This is my E3 coverage for a game by the name of Let It Die. So this is Suda51's new title, and this is a game that I think showcased terribly at E3, because they showed this trailer of some skateboarding death character, and it was all CGI, it showed very little gameplay, it gave you no real context to what the hell the game was, and then it vanished as quickly as it appeared and you knew nothing more. Whereas I looked a little bit further into the game, and I watched the developers playing it and being interviewed by some of the press, and I thought it looked great. So I wanted to pick a gameplay trailer that showed some gameplay to give you an idea of what's happening, so I could talk about it and I could share some of my excitement for this game. So basically, from what I saw, this is kind of an open world, action, hack and slash, character driven game with RPG elements. I have no idea of the story of it at the moment, but what I do know is the game has a drop system that is very unique to games such as Dark Souls and any other, RPG of that nature, where you can get all your outfits changing all the times because you're getting different pieces of equipment, weapons, all kinds of nice things dropping from enemies, and it seems like it's the kind of game where you're going to be going around this open world and just having a lot of fun with the chaos of the combat, getting new weapons, new techniques, and then doing whatever the missions are, which will probably be something maybe similar to a Saints Row, but bizarre because it's Suda51, and you're just going to run around kicking ass and doing batshit crazy things like these animation kills. You can also hear in the background there are people talking on this video, guys, so I've had to drop the audio a lot. But you might be wondering why I think this is so interesting, and the reason for it is it's taking a genre that I adore in a direction I haven't really managed to play too much of. And the idea of having combat that's, Suda quality, which generally means it's not top tier, but it's not bad either. It'll have some depth, it'll have some goofiness and some jank, and it'll just probably be fun. And I'm a person who, I don't really like open world games. I don't like sandbox games. I'm not a big fan of GTA. I'm not this person who likes these big worlds where they throw you in them, because a lot of those games to me have terrible mechanics, and the mechanics are always subpar, and unless you have some kind of gimmick that I really enjoy, I don't get into it, because I play for the gameplay, the moment-to-moment gameplay. I'm not the person who wants to, drive a taxi around and do miscellaneous tasks and things. It's just not really my thing. But if you put a really fun combat system with a drop system that means I'm constantly getting new items, constantly getting new gear, constantly craving the next piece of loot, you've put two cocktails together that spells something I want to play. And just looking at this footage here, as you start naked in this game, he's doing some standard combos on this dude, his head's popping, coins are springing into his body, and you're checking for drops, and you're kind of making your own hero the way you want to do it. And everything you bump into is some crazy reject from some horror fantasy, and it's got that style that you come to expect from the guy that makes these games and his team, and I'm hoping that it's as responsive and as interesting as I'd like it to be. It could be just, a button masher nonsensical adventure similar to something like Lollipop Chainsaw, which I found to be very disappointing, mainly because the combat in the game was a pile of shit. But I'm hoping this is better than that, because that game rubbed me the wrong way in all the wrong ways, and I really appreciate Suda for being just crazy. It's nice to have somebody who's not afraid to do something stupid and fun. And he's going to continue to evolve, the genre of what he likes to make, adding all the goofiness, all the craziness, and this could be really, really fun. And so far we've seen, maybe 50 different animations for executions. It's ridiculous. Everything he picks up has got a different animation, and it's just that attention to detail. Look, he's ironing somebody's face, and it's somehow really effective. And weird Joker gun that he pulls out of his pants, doing a crazy execution. I suppose the only fear here is how frequently these play and how boring they get. Because the key to having visceral and great animation work like this, and executions, is they have to be quick, or they have to be skippable. And with the looks of this, it might get quite boring if you find a weapon that you like that's really effective, but you have to keep sitting through those executions all the time. And I guess we'll see whether or not it's fun or not. But the last Suda game I played personally was Killer is Dead, and I really liked that game. once again, it was that kind of goofy, janky, flawed nature of the games that Grasshopper Studios makes. But it had a lot of redeeming features too. It was by no means, Game of the Year or anything, but there was a lot of mechanics there that you could have fun with, and I want that to translate into this. It might not, this might suck dick, but it could be great, and it could have co-op, it could have a whole bunch of different features. So I'm really excited to see what this game pulls. Admittedly, the gameplay is kind of a montage here of him doing these enemies, and every enemy seems kind of popcorny, which I both like and am confused by. The part of me that likes it is the part that likes enemies that don't take too much damage. The confusion comes in the form of challenge. I wonder if this is just to show off the executions and the visceral nature of the game, or if this is just the early game where everything's kind of weaker, and then later on you come up against tougher things like this dude here who's got a bunch of bodies sticking out of his torso, this Frankenstein monster thing. And you'll notice the monster attacked and he did a dodge, so there's hopefully going to be more strategy to the combat than a simple button masher. I'm real excited, guys. Don't have too much to say about that game because I don't know much, but definitely looking forward to Let It Die. So tell me what your thoughts were, and as always, you take care now.